What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Vanity V. Happy Saturday. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that has been on my mind. It's involving Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's kind of an old subject, but it's resurfacing because people are not feeling Maurice right now, given his comments about Kimmi and how he feels about her, fulfilling her wifely duties, having sex with him, okay? Even though she doesn't feel good sometimes, given that she's, recovering and going through the motions with her chemo with cancer. So before we get into that, you guys, please make sure you guys subscribe and like the video, all right? And then we'll talk about this right after you guys do that. Okay, you guys, so if you guys have been living under a rock, or if you don't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, you guys probably aren't aware of the fact that Maurice from Love and Marriage Huntsville is under fire right now because of his comments that he made on Carlos King's podcast. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, where he made reference to the fact that he needs to have sex, okay? Like, it's like he needs it, like he needs water, like he needs air, like he has to have it. And, he kind of made some insensitive comments about it. We all know that Kimmi is recovering from cancer. I don't know if she's in remission or, what exactly her status is, but I think that she has completed her radiation and her chemo, and she has breast cancer. Again, Kimmi's my soror. I love her. I love Kimmi. Is my favorite person on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We all know how amazing she is and how great of a wife that she is to Maurice. So Maurice has basically said, like, look, almost that Kimmi is obligated to fulfill his needs, sexually, even though that she has cancer, okay? And so he made some insensitive comments on his podcast. You guys can go check that out, Carlos King's podcast. And so people are not feeling him, like I said. People are kind of like, well, damn, Maurice, you're saying that, Kimmi, I guess he kind of, prefaced it like he admires her because she's doing something that she doesn't want to do at all because she knows I need to have sex, right? And so what I wanted to piggyback off of that is I want to know what you guys think. Do you feel like if your mate cancer is not like a cold, right? And we all know when I have a cold, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be physical with anybody if I'm sick. Like, God forbid if I have COVID, I don't want to be physical. I'm not feeling sexy. I don't want to satisfy you. I don't want you to probably even touch me. I probably just want to rest. And that's just a cold. So Maurice and Kimmi were on Fox Soul on TGIF with Funky Dineva, Al Reynolds, and Claudia Jordan. They were on there last night, child, and they, especially Claudia was getting in that ass. Claudia was upset with Maurice because not that he was doubling down on his comments that he made on Carlos King's podcast, but Claudia, when they were asking, all three of them were kind of asking Maurice and Kimmi, more so Maurice, like, why do you even feel that this is something you need right now? You should be more focused on your wife instead of like expecting her to automatically fulfill your needs sexually. She is in radiation and chemo, and Kimmi even said on the show, she's like, my libido has gone down since I've been in radiation and chemo. Like, I don't even want it, but it's like I bend over, just to give it to him and then go about my business. She even said that. And for him to even, still make comments saying, oh, I need it, I need to have it, it's like air. I need to breathe. I need to get it. I need some. And it's like, so again, Claudia Jordan and Funky were getting in his butt. Like, it's kind of cringy, the fact that you even, God forbid if I was married and my husband had cancer, sex wouldn't even be on my mind. Even if he was in, if he was going through his treatments, if it was 9 months, I wouldn't even be thinking about sex. My focus would be on him and taking care of him. And so that's what, Funky was asking that. And then Claudia had asked Maurice, she's like, hey, so like, you don't feel like maybe you should walk back some of your comments, or do you feel that you should have rephrased some of the things that you said on Carlos King's podcast so that you don't sound so it just sounds bad how you worded everything? And so last night Maurice was kind of like, well, I probably will reword it, but I mean, what I said is, it's already out there, so almost like I can't do nothing about it. And so then Claudia asked him pretty much like, okay, reword it now, and like Maurice wouldn't do it. And so it was you could tell that Kimmi, and again, you guys can see this interaction with TGIF and Maurice and Kimmi on last night. Today is the 8th of July. So the episode of TGIF that aired on July 7th. You guys can go and see that. And so Kimmi looked really, really uncomfortable. And so Funky Dineva asked her, like, Kimmi, you look really uncomfortable. Like, is how Maurice how he's handling it, is it uncomfortable for you? And she was just like, I mean, I'm not uncomfortable, but she was like, he never really answers the questions. And we know, like, if you watch the show, Kimmy's always getting on Maurice, like, dude, answer the question. Like, stop dilly-dallying around the question. Because, Kimmi is the most succinct person that I've ever seen with communication. Like, she doesn't, mince words. She doesn't muddy the water. She gets to it, and she's a very effective communicator. So when she's talking to you about something and you don't focus and hone in on what the subject is, she checks Maurice on that a lot. And so she kind of said, well, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just frustrated with him because, number one, he's kind of skirting around the questions y'all are asking. And number two, like, Claudia gave him opportunities to kind of make, to kind of protect me a little more in this, because she said, I kind of don't feel protected. Like, you're supposed to have my back and not just make it seem like sex is so important to you. And she was like, kind of disappoints me that he handles it like that. And I like Maurice, but I was disappointed in him too. I felt like, Maurice, I feel like you're a little selfish. And I feel like, Maurice, I don't want to say you take advantage of Kimmi, because I've noticed also, as it pertains to Monster, you do little stuff. Monster is Maurice's son and Kimmy's stepson. I feel like you take advantage of Kimmi a little bit with that too. But yeah, I just feel like I want to be careful with how I word this, because I don't want to make this a bash Maurice session. But I will say this. I am disappointed in Maurice because I feel like I do think on the show he has done a good job with how he takes care of her, making sure she goes to her treatments. You see him driving her to her treatments and making sure that she gets rest and all of that. I do believe Maurice loves her, but it's been a running statement since like maybe season 2 or 3 about Maurice just saying cringy things as it relates to sex. Like, he's always like, well, I need to have it 3 and 4, 5 times a day. Who's having? Y'all know when you're in a relationship, a long-term relationship, ain't nobody doing that 3, 4, 5 times a day. Unless maybe you're on vacation or it's your birthday or something. But like, Maurice, that's not even realistic. And some of the things that you say, it just don't be coming out right. So yeah, like, I want you guys to go watch, if you haven't watched Carlos King's episode where that kind of prompted everybody getting upset about his statements. And I also want you to watch the TGIF interview last night, because I feel like, Maurice, you had a great opportunity to correct this and you missed the mark. And also, Maurice, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you why people are not feeling you, because we rock with Kimmi. We love her. Like, Kimmi is our fave. She is the least problematic person on reality TV, on all the shows. She doesn't cause no problems. She be minding her business. She's kind to everybody. She's fair. And she succinctly and effectively communicates her emotions. And she's a great listener. She's just a good person. So I think and she's just has that congeniality thing that a lot of people on reality TV are missing. And we love Kimmi, so we don't like it, Maurice. I think that's what it really is, and what it boils down to, that we love Kimmi and we don't like these little statements. So yeah, I don't want to make this long and drawn out, but I just wanted to know what you guys thought about this, because I kind of cringed and I'm a little bit disappointed in Maurice. So I'm wondering, I'm sure he's catching it even more after that interview that they did with TGIF, because Claudia was getting that ass. She was not feeling Maurice at all. And you know, I could tell Funky wasn't really either. But again, I think it's because we really love Kimmi, and it's been hard for us to watch her going through her cancer journey with her breast cancer. It's just, she's such a great person, and it's just been tough, and she's been so vulnerable with letting us in, you know, so she could share her story. So leave Kimmi alone, Maurice. Don't be expecting her to be dropping this like it's hot, and for you to be hitting it from the back and all of these things, Maurice. Ain't nobody, this lady is tired and she is sick and she don't feel like it. So Maurice, I'm gonna need you to chill out a little bit, okay? All right, anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to say. I'm babbling now, but yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you feel like when your mate is sick in any capacity that they still owe it to you to fulfill your needs sexually? Like, what do y'all think about that? That's really the bigger underlying question that I have for you guys. What do you guys think about that? So drop down in the comments, you know, let me know what you guys think. Let's have a conversation about this. Please like, subscribe, and share the video, you guys. And also don't forget to have a great Saturday. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.